Jump cabin syndrome.
Why does the jump cabin have you disgruntled?
It's padded.
Have you seen the goddamn thing?
It hurts.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's got to have a window, man.
What is wrong with you?
Chig's in there trying to drill a hole through the wall.
It's like a padded room.
Well, that explains the maintenance costs.
But it's not padded, so I hurt my skull when I'm banging it on the wall.
Phrasing.
And I got a thick fucking skull.
Oh, man.
So anyways, then... frick. As usual, the cold...
Who's hosting? Is it Lark or is it Bearmere?
We're just going to shut up and see who talks.
No, I started.
Oblivious?
Lark. We did this last time. It's Lark.
Oh, okay.
The part of Lark will be played by an ADHD man tonight. Which means I'm still just Lark, I guess.
Can we tell the difference?
Yeah, life following fiction.
Frick.
Or fiction
as usual,
following
our
life.
cold opens are garbage. But that's fine because it's the 299th, holy crap, episode of Loose Screws for the 28th of August, 2025.
3311, holy crap.
3311.
And that's about the level of excitement that we're all bringing tonight.
I'm nearly awake.
Nearly awake. Nearly awake is mostly asleep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. We have standards, man.
Vocabulary.
They're extremely low standards, but we have standards.
I'm currently, you guys can't see this because this is not a video medium, but I'm currently punching into the air, getting myself psyched up because I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about because it's all ridiculous.
So, Lark, who's joining you tonight?
So anyway, thanks, Oblivious. Anyways, I am Commander Lark. I lost the plot. I am Commander Lark Shadow. I am joined tonight by Commander Oblivious.
No, F you. Oh, wait a minute. There's not a comment in that.
And Commander Baromir.
Yeah, I'm still punching the air. I'm still here.
And the incomparable and jump cabin loving Commander Chig.
Hi.
No notes, Chig.
Oh, frick. So before we get into anything else, let's go around and see how everyone's week was, although I can hazard a guess by how we all sound. Let's start at the top. Baromir, how you doing, man?
Yeah. Doing great right now because I did take a 45-minute nap between me smashing. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I feel so great right now and so content.
I hate you.
It's been a hell of a couple of weeks at work, and I'm finally learning what it's like to scope out projects for customers and give out deadlines and think that I did a great job of giving myself extra breathing room and then realize, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I'm going to learn my lesson eventually. The best thing happened on Tuesday. I go to book a meeting with one of the guys that work with me, and the week's filling up with meetings. And there's this huge transformational project for the organization that I'm working on, and I got the customer work, and I'm trying to support the business. Doing all that fun stuff that you do in IT. And I go to move a meeting to Friday. I needed to reschedule. And, if you guys use Outlook these days, you get the little scheduler system that says, hey, you've got free time. It's green. You can book a meeting here. Or you and your people are red. You're busy. Someone here is not available. And I go to put the meeting on Friday, and it shows red. I'm like, buddy, are you off on Friday? He's like, no. Mm-mm. I'm like, am I off on Friday? And, yeah, I was. And I am, and listener. That's now. That's today. Right now, I am not working. So
you had to take a nap to get ready for that.
And well, the thing is that I quoted a customer that I would have something for them by the beginning of next week, and guess what? That included a working day on Friday.
Ah.
So your boy
Mm.
pulled some 10-hour days because this last week to get that thing out, and I'm just drained. I'm drained, and all I want to do is grind Fed rank in my Beluga, doing passenger runs and donation missions because I want that damn Corvette. Because I took my Anaconda out for the first time in a while, and I put a plasma accelerator in the huge hard point on there just the other day, and how it was having a pretty good job, have a pretty good time. There's a couple other PAs on the Anaconda, and I realized, okay, this is actually pretty serviceable.
I've
wasn't
used
hitting the
a
small
huge
ships.
plasma before on a Conda, and that is so ridiculous. It's awesome. Seriously.
So, and Chick says, wouldn't that be great if you had a Corvette with two PAs on it?
I said that?
Oh yes, I think we were. I don't know if you said it'd be great, but we were hypothesizing.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
We were
Oh, yeah.
hypothesizing,
Gotcha.
and I'm gonna go get it. So I'm gonna finish this Fed rank so I can go put two huge plasma accelerators on a Corvette, and maybe the rest of it's just gonna be all like railguns. I don't know. That seems like it'd be a fun build. Anyways, I'm scatterbrained. That's where my head is at. Since I mentioned you, how's it going, Chug?
Oh, Jesus
Chug.
Christ.
Chug.
That guy joined our Discord and he just kept calling me Chug, and I just didn't even want to correct him. I'm just like, I'm Chug now.
Let him run with that.
And like when he left voice chat, somebody goes, "Are you Chug now?" I'm like, "I guess I am."
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
Very confused.
And I was like, well, just let him go because I don't have time in life to correct, simple things like that. But let's see, real life. I've got a buddy from England over visiting. He comes over every year. He's got. We've stayed with him when we've gone over. He's got a 17 and a 19-year-old daughter, and then my daughter's 18. So they all get along really good. But it's kind of funny because my kid is like 4'10", and both of his daughters are just over 6 feet tall. So that makes it kind of entertaining. But gave him the full American experience yesterday for the first time that they've been over. Picked him up in my pickup truck and took him to the shooting range and let him rattle off a bunch of shots. The younger one is more
Hell yeah, brother.
adventurous and brave than the older one. The older one wouldn't even touch a gun. The other one, she fell in love with it. She was having so much fun. So
Nice.
So got to do that. So now they can go home and say, yeah, there's guns everywhere in America. Yeah. So that's gonna happen.
You're a good man,
then,
Chig.
Then we're going to Renaissance Festival with them on Saturday up down in Shakopee, Minnesota. It's down by the Twin Cities, Minneapolis area. And tonight we're doing a podcast, and my nap time will come up as soon as they start talking about BGS and Powerplay. So be ready to wake me up. You call it the BGS report. I call it counting sheep.
The BGS
right. Who's next? Oblivious.
Oblivious. I like that.
Oblivious.
Well, in my real life, I'm gonna brag on my warrior son. They started out with eight of his squad mates, but only 5 made it. He summited Mount Rainier last Tuesday. So
that wasn't nearly as dark as you made it sound when you started
that was going on a dark path.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess in real life they would have left him on the mountain. I don't know, but yeah, 14,400 feet. He went up there. The guys that fell out. One of them, he had a knee problem going into it. He didn't think he was going to make it. He didn't. He pulled out. And the other two, the altitude sickness got to them. But he said not the hardest thing that he's done, but it's pretty far up there, and he described it as, just imagine running a marathon while having the worst hangover in your life. And that's how fun it is up there in that kind of altitude. But pretty cool stuff.
I did that one time, not a full run. I just decided I wanted to go for a jog, and we were at Teton Village in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the altitude at the resort is like 7,500 feet, but the tram goes up another 4,000 behind there. So you're up over 11,000 feet when you take the tram up. And I'm like, I'm going to go for a run when I get up there. And, so we're running clothes. And it was like 60 degrees, or 65 degrees at the resort. Take the tram up and there's snow on the ground and everything. And I start going for a run. This is no joke. I made it about 15 steps. And this is like when I was in marathon running shape and got all lightheaded, started seeing some spots. I said, yep, this was a terrible idea, and took the next tram back down. So I get that.
Let's see, in game, nothing real exciting. I did do did haul some steel for Mr. B over there and his one of his colonization projects, and also did a little bit of experimenting with 1-ton selling for Rui.
Boo.
Which is
not right. 1-ton selling.
If folks are putting up gigantic numbers and doing that, I don't know how they're doing it, because it's a chore no matter how you do it. It's crazy.
Macros, that's how.
Well, I even played with the macros, and unless somebody's got some damn fine macros, those are a pain. Unless you're sitting there watching them, it's fine if you're going to sit there and use the macro while watching a movie.
I see.
But you're gonna end up restarting it 3-4 times. So I don't get it how these folks are able to, if they're using macros to rack up giant numbers. Those macros, at least the ones I played with, failed, but did enough to say this isn't worth it. Don't like it. At least
that's the correct answer.
I got an idea what the enemy is doing, so to speak.
When I tried that, I made it 3 cells in and was like, screw this, and sold the rest bulk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think I completed one ever with the macro. I just ended up selling the bulks. Let's see what is I just been so totally demoralized the rest of the week since they canceled the FU. I don't know what to do with myself. So that's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who's left? Lark?
I
know what you were doing at work today.
It was a very busy day. Just lots of meetings and bull crap, and I just over all of it. But I have been working my tail off. I'm getting the hang of home maintenance, though there's a circuit in my garage that likes to die at random times and then come back, which means the garage door can't open while it's dead. It doesn't flip the breaker. There's just no more voltage coming out of the things. On my multimeter, it's basically saying that it's grounded or acting like it is. So
and it's not tripping the breaker?
No, it's not. So I'm wondering if I've got a couple theories, but I don't know. I need to investigate it harder than I have been, just because I'm like, whatever, unlatched the garage and did it by hand. Who cares? But in game, I have been playing a lot over the last week. I decided I missed the federal gunship, so I went and got one, and I have fully G5 engineered it, except for the shield boosters, or the shield cell banks, I should say. I always misname those. Those still need engineered, but everything else on it is engineered the way I want it at this point. And frick, I forgot how much fun that ship is. I am running the CG frags on it, and on all of 4 of the mediums, I am running long-range cannons with various special effects on them. And so far, I've popped an Anaconda at 50%, 2 vultures at 10 and 15%, and I nuked a BBX in 1 alpha volley. So I'm actually quite pleased with it.
Yeah.
I'll fight it.
Right? No, Chig, you need to fly the Asp Scout before you give me any more crap about it. Also,
Why?
0 days.
I don't have to do that ever.
Okay, not have to, but you should.
You can't make me.
You don't know.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a pretty good idea.
You just jump out.
I've blown up enough of them. I know I don't want to be that guy.
Before we move on, and to get into the actual topics, we have topics. Is there show notes?
There's a few
I
notes.
want to address, some words that may have been exchanged on a certain similar podcast with very funny sounding accents. That's Lave Radio.
Oh, is that the podcast where they all sound like Dick Van Dyke in
Did
Mary
you say
Poppins?
leave radio?
Leave Radio.
Leaf Radio, yeah.
That's what it sounded like you said. Yeah. Unless you're a funny accent.
Why is it radio if it's a podcast?
So that's my first gripe, honestly.
Going over my head.
This is what year is it? We don't
3311.
I don't. I can't be. You can't be bothered.
But they've, to be fair, they've been on the air since 8 tracks were a thing. So I mean, you can't give them too much shit.
True.
Yeah.
Well, some of them have been playing the game since 8 tracks were a thing, or a game, or something like that. Anyway,
Thanks, man.
Sorry. There's some friendly fire there. There's some friendly fire there.
Hey, we're not good shots, but we're going to shoot.
I feel like that was like my SLF pilot saying, like, listen, guy, you're not helping anybody out there.
That reminds me, the other night I joined Discord and I actually lowered the average age of the people that were in the channel. It was Nurgle and Oblivious, and I entered channel and I'm like, I have just made this room younger. So
So, I wish I had something more inflammatory to say, or I wish we could cue an audacious, terrible Dick Van Dyke accent that I could call out there, Lark. What I will say is that I haven't had a chance to actually talk about my experience in the Direct Hero Rally, and I'm just going to sum it up quite quickly. I enjoyed the shit out of that event. I had a really great time with the Direct Hero Rally. But I'm hurt that I just, I didn't get a shout out. I placed 11th overall. Guys are really trying to practice. Alec, I watched your tutorials, man. I mean, you got to.
But 4 of the people behind you were loose screws, and we're terrible. So I wouldn't brag too much.
No, that was it. You know what? I really enjoyed my time. If there are other SRE events, in fact, the Oblivious helping me out in the system that he was in, just adjacent to that system, the colonization system. I'm looking for planets to do activities on, and Lark, I found a very nice hill climb planet that I've set a surface settlement on, and
what's the gravity?
It's not too high. It's only half a G, but I got to tell you, these hills are nonsensical.
Let's go. I am down.
I think that we're going to have a couple of things coming up because I feel inspired. I feel motivated, not only by the Direct Hero Rally, but by the hill climb that we did at DS3, at Distance Cruise 3. So speaking of which, I also got my mug finally. It took like 3 months. I finally got my mug from DS3. Anyways, that's it.
He had to come a long way.
Yeah.
Let me just do one quick thing though. I hate when I give out wrong information. I said those altitudes. It was actually 6,300 feet was the village, and 10,450 feet is the peak. So I was like 4,000 feet lower than here. Well, it's definitely altitude, but it even shows what your kid did. It's even that much more impressive.
Like if you're in an unpressurized plane, the FAA says don't go above 10,000 feet unless you have oxygen. Straight up.
That's Machu Picchu level there. I think it's right at
Rick.
10.
Gesundheit.
I also want to point out that I've been down in the, what's it called, jump cabin, prison, whatever this is down here, for a while since Chig had mentioned it, and there is no sign of Daxi, which means he escaped into the vents again. So someone please let the maintenance staff on the squad carrier know.
No,
They'll need to get him back out.
He's just in a different instance.
Yeah.
Oof.
There's
in
only
a
two
different
of you
vent
on
in a
there.
different
He's in
instance.
another one. Yeah. No, different instance. He's still in a jump cabin. The same jump cabin, just you can't see him or talk to him or even know that he exists.
That did happen. It happened on last episode.
Yeah, it's freaky
Previously,
down here in
on
the jump
Loose Screws.
cabin. I'm going back up to the main deck, just for the record.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Boys, I spent most of the day today in a stream from one of the Canon guys, as they were trying to suss out this whole nonsense with the beacon. That was
Well, explain what that is. Yeah.
so early this morning for me. The Elite Dangerous guys, FDev, whatever their freaking name is, on Twitter, they posted a 6 or 7 second video of a beacon, and it took about 10-15 minutes for Canon to figure out where that beacon probably was, and they did find it. That beacon gives you an encoded message, and half of it's coded, half of it's not coded, but it's missing a bunch of words. Like, you can't make sense of it. And at the end is an actual cipher type code that we do not have the key for. Now, at this point, Canon, after all these hours, still has not figured out the answer to the cipher. They don't have the key still.
That's
I
right.
did more.
Clue to come.
Yep. And what they have figured out from it, with some people using various AI tools and know-how and whatever else you could think of, is that some of the hexadecimal code for the cipher, if you run it through certain like existing used keys that are known to the Canon community, you get the words salvation, Thargoid, and frick, what else was it?
Which?
And witch. Thank you, Oblivious, in there.
Mhm.
And you also, if you run it through another key, get the word Raxla repeating over and over and over, which is really interesting. And that's literally all anybody knows at this point.
And if you unscramble all of those, the letters in those words, it spells out drink more Ovaltine.
I freaking hope so. That would be so good. Just a gigantic troll.
A crummy commercial.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's interesting when they do stuff like this, and I like it. I wish it was more frequently, and maybe this is building to something new and exciting that's coming. I don't know, considering that they just FU'd all of us by canceling FUs going forward. So maybe
they did do that, yes.
on us a
But
bone.
I think this is the first baby step towards, I don't want to say a final story, but another like big story arc for Elite. Possibly the final story, because I mean, look how old the game is. But when I was talking with one of the Canon guys earlier today, he actually brought up his own tinfoil thing, and I'd like to share it with you guys real quick because I freaking love it. If you're cool.
Yeah.
All right. So his theory is that, and for the record, this Canon member is Makashi Games. You can find him on both Twitch and in the Canon Discord. Pretty cool guy. I talked with him a lot today in his stream. He thinks that millions and millions of years ago, possibly billions, when our star was first, the Sol system was just barely formed, the Guardians were realizing that they were losing the Thargoid War, and that their attempt at AI to help combat the Thargoids was also going to come back and bite them in the ass as well. So he thinks that what they did is they sent a deployment, a squad of Guardians, if you will, to the Sol system, and they engineered the Sol system to be perfect for us because he thinks that they genetically engineered us and that all of humanity is actually a branch off genetically of what the Guardians were, like in a Battlestar Galactica kind of way. And the Guardians left little clues on Mars, for example, for us to find when we started to get out into space. And he thinks the final clue is Raxala, and that Raxala is actually the final resting place of whatever Guardians made it out of the war, and will lead to whatever humanity's next step will be. What you got?
Oh, so that sounds plausible to me.
Me too. Like, if you look at all the story beats we've gotten, it makes sense. Like on a, oh my gosh, this could actually be happening kind of level. You know what I mean?
The problem is, no matter what Raxland ends up being, it's been one of those little strings out there for so long that no matter what it is, it's going to be like, oh, that's it. You know, you can only build something up so much, and you can come up with any number of theories with how much lore there is in this game, and you know, all the permit blocked areas, and they did find that artifact on Mars in lore, quite a few moons ago. So I mean, yeah, you can piece together any kind of theory. The thing about the theories and assholes is we all have them, and they all stink, but this guy's isn't that bad.
For crying out loud.
That's the kind of mood I'm in. I'm sorry. No, good work. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Mine's named the Dirt Star anyways. So moving on.
Oh my God.
You know what? If this was Guardian related, and this might just be recency bias for me. I'd love some more regular Thargoid content again, just to bring it back to gameplay.
Even if you have to fly to it, like it's outside the bubble a ways, out over whatever.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
the bubble's growing anyway.
Who cares?
And geez, guys, if you've done any bit of exploration at this point, prior to Distance Cruise 3, my first real expedition, when I thought of 1,000 or a couple thousand light years, to me that was like, I'm never going to do that. It would take way too long.
Right.
And now it's like, we did that. We did some Guardian content recently. We did this other event recently where we saw a couple of moons collide into each other, and that was about 1,000 light years out. We're talking 20 jumps. That's nothing.
30 minutes if you're taking your time. That's not bad.
Honestly, you get yourself into Mandalay, you don't even really need to deck it out for exploration. You just kind of get into it, and you're probably already doing like 50 light years.
46 in mine, and it has heavy armor and weapons and crap.
Yeah, exactly. So if they're just going to give us some additional content, I don't know if it's going to be the same as the Thargoid War had a little bit of everything for everybody. They had the kind of the end game combat that I love to suck at and people love to be great at. But there was also the hauling aspect of it, right? The passenger mission, the rescue mission type stuff. All of that would be great to start. Let's give us some more content for that type of stuff because, I think that's great. And Guardian, again, recency bias. I just went out to the Guardian sites for the first time. I've been playing Elite Dangerous since Horizons, off and on. I skipped right over all the Guardian content.
Isn't it fun?
It literally, I had very little idea what I was doing. I got into an instance in I had went ahead and looked up. I think Dio has put in bookmarks into our squad bookmarks, so there's some really easy, hey, go there for data, go there for module blueprint. So I go to this module blueprint site. I get there, and there's another fella already there in his SRV, and I just kind of local chat him and say, listen, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm probably going to mess you up completely. He teams me in.
Nice.
And begins just to like, he says, start shooting stuff and I'll follow you. And that's I just kind of fumbled through the Guardian stuff. It's really not difficult at all. It's a really cool mechanic. It kind of felt like an MMO dungeon that had some, some strategy to it.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then the orb goes up and you'll launch, you jettison your relic, and the thing happens, and yeah, it's super cool. Why isn't that
did
a
you
part
ever,
of the gameplay?
Did you ever, when you were shooting the various mats, you knock the plate off of them and they should fall out? Did you ever shoot them a couple of times and just watch them go flying off?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So
those, by the way, those are 8-track tape
yeah.
sets that are flying out.
Just get flying off.
Yeah. Right.
No. Yeah. Because they're like the pillars that come off. They have like 3 or so panels that you can break off. And then there are these like archways.
Yeah, those are the ones that really fly.
Yeah. And you go to fire. And by the way, I thought those were the only ones. So I re-logged a couple of times, realizing that, okay, that was definitely doing this wrong. Either way, though, you have to go out of your way for that Guardian content. You really have to know the benefits of, the FSD booster, for instance, to go get yourself out and do the Guardian content. Let's bring it. We just have 40,000 players in the CG. We know that Elite's at either an all-time high player count or having at least a resurgence of player count. Let's expose that content. Let's give folks a reason to experience something that's different. Even the Thargoid sites. I have no reason to go to a Thargoid site, but I did during DS3, and what a cool piece of content when I stumbled upon one. I think it was like a crashed mothership.
Yeah, you don't need it now, but you should go make a few Grelics. That is a really cool loop.
100%. And my apologies if my quality went down, but my internet on my modem just decided to reset itself. So here I am on my phone.
I think you sound great.
Yeah, fair. It's an iPhone. Fair enough.
I can hear you breathing really well, though. I like it. On the Guardian stuff, I mean, that's where I was at the beginning of the show here because, well, first I want to give Single Malt Scotty in our Discord a shout out because this guy, okay, I do a lot of stuff in this game. I've got all those elite ranks and stuff. He's actually done more than me. He's like 81st or 82nd on an R rankings. I'm just barely in the top 100. So people think I'm obsessive and compulsive and repulsive.
Obsessive, no. Grinder, yes.
I'm not a grinder, but the thing is when you get that high and doing stuff in this game, it means that you have to set goals to get certain things done. And, you're always doing something different. So like, his current goal is he wanted to kill at least one interceptor type with every ship in the game. And the only ship he didn't do it in now is a Cobra 4 because he does not have it. But every other ship in the game, he just finally completed the mission to kill one Thargoid with every single one. So damn, man, that's crazy. And I don't know how many ships he's killed at Hydra with. It's at least a half dozen, I think. Who knows? Maybe half the ships. He's very, very good at just about everything in this game. So congratulations on getting another goal done. We all have to set these different goals. And my latest goal was I was going back out. I wanted to solo a Hydra again with the Cobra 5 because I love it. And started
how easy was it? I have to know.
Working on that. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the synth in order to do it.
Oh no!
I can knock out Medusas, pretty easily. But I got my first couple Hydra attempts, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this in earnest. And we set our squadron perk or large team perk. I don't even know what these do. For the half price premium ammo. So I'm like, well, shit, that makes premium ammo cheaper than the other ammo. So I'm just gonna cheat and use premium ammo. It's not cheating, people. Don't get on me for selling.
That thing is not.
But then I looked and I was short on stuff, and so it's like, oh, everybody's been out at the Guardian sites. I'm going to go out to the Guardian site. So I went out to gather. I needed, for both basic synth and for premium synth, you need, Guardian wreckage components and Guardian technology components, I think, are the two things I needed the most of. And yes, you drive around the site, you log out, log back in, and randomly you'll shoot off a panel.
You
and,
might, I
as
don't.
I said, it goes into freaking orbit.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. Or you blow up a Sentinel, that's where the wreckage components come from, and those go flying, off in the distance. So I started turning it into a little mini game for me where I try to figure out where it went and then drive in that direction. And sometimes you get a half a kilometer out and you actually are able to find it, which is kind of interesting. But, so I did that. That was a couple days of just a drive around doing that. And it was fun to get back out there. And I might go, I grabbed a fair number of relics while I was there too, so I can go make myself some green Jolly Ranchers at a Thargoid site here, just because I haven't done it since that was new content. And things, if you haven't seen that stuff in this game, I agree, Baramir. People need to get out and see that, because everybody said, not everybody, the salty ones always say it's a mile wide and an inch deep, but there's tons of stuff like that out there that is so cool. And if you got a VR headset, it's even crazier cool. Yes. But it is super cool. The sounds are amazing. Just the feeling of it, the whole thing is just cool. Like the one that I went to when I got there was in daylight. And I'm like, I haven't been at one in daylight in forever. And then, went to work, came home, and then it was at nighttime later and stuff. So I got, both sides of it. And get out there, do that. It's awesome. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
What I want to add to that is, I know it's not the most efficient way to do it, but my favorite way of getting raw mats when I need them is actually flying out to the crystal sites, because it gives you a break from whatever you're doing in the bubble, gets you out there in the black, even if just a little bit. Plus, I actually think it's a lot of fun to, when I find a nice field of crystals, land, get out.
Now his phone died.
And your phone dies.
And I'm back on the phone.
And you're back. Okay.
Anyways, I think it's fun to go out to the crystal sites, get out on foot with my plasma rifle, shoot all the stuff off of it, and sometimes it gets stuck up in the crystals and stuff, and then drive around at full speed in a freaking Scarab and try and get them all without slowing down. Just set a challenge for myself, and it's great fun, and getting the mats in the process, it's just great. I love it.
It is much more engaging than finding a crash anaconda and doing the whole relog thing. I have to say it's not more efficient by any means.
How would you say it's more engaging? I am trying to. Well, I mean, the crystal sites, you're just literally just shooting stuff off and
anything that doesn't require a relog is more.
Well, that's you don't need to relog. Like, okay, let's talk about this for a minute, because engineering mats are, we've had so many new ships. Everybody's been kind of going through engineering mats, and it doesn't go too many days.
Oh my gosh, so fast.
Asking the best way to get engineering mats these days. And there's grindy ways to do it, and there's non-grindy ways to do it. For me, it's a grind. If I go to build a ship and I don't have the mats, then I have to go get them. That makes it a grind. If I just have an afternoon that I want to go collect some mats, that's not a grind, because I can watch Netflix and go do that. But right now, the most efficient way to do these are for manufactured is HGs, high grade emissions that you find. Scan a nav beacon in a system, you see a high grade emission, fly out to it. It will fill whatever bin that is of grade 5 to the top, that one site. So if you're in a system, you're going to get, some systems might have 2 different ones, but usually it's system states determine what's there. So if you find one of those, fill up that one bin, check Inara, find the nearest manufactured trader, go trade and go back, trade all of them away, go back again, and do that as many times if you want. If you don't want to do it a bunch, just that one trip will give you all of the stuff below grade 5 you'll be able to fill if you want. And you can get a few of the other grade 5s by cross-trading, but you can fill your manufactured to the brim doing that. That's one way. there, and you can do it grindy, or just you stumble upon one. Let's just hit a trader real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
The next one is Jameson's crash site. That's how you get encoded materials. And one trip out there, you can do the same thing too. You won't fill yourself up, but you'll be really good. But if you want to fill up, you hit all the new data points that are there, as well as you get the story of his crash site and how we tried genocide on the Thargoids and all of that. So that it's both interesting lore and a good way to get your encoded mats. And then you fly to a place, I don't know, it's about 100 light years away. That's the nearest traded site for encoded, so you can just do that in an afternoon and get all of that. Now, the one that's debated now is raws. Raw materials used to be the crystal shards were the most efficient by far, but you'd have to go to like the 5 different planets, to get the 5 different grade 4/5, because raw mats are stupid. But they're all grade 4s really. But in game, some of them are called grade 5s for no reason whatsoever. But you go out to those different planets, you get all of those, you get all but selenium. So then you would trade for some selenium or find a planet that you can get some. But that was the old way of doing it. A far more efficient way, and a way that you can do it, like I mentioned with high grade emissions, and how I mentioned it with encoded, where you can just make one quick trip if you want, is hit one of the crashed anacondas. There's about a dozen containers with the highest grade materials in it. If you want to do a little bit of research before you go, find out what the 3 or 4 highest grade ones there are, hit the material trader before you go there, and trade all that away into all the lower grades and other high grades that aren't there. Then go there, fill those up again, and then you're good on raws for a gazillion years.
I actually never thought of doing that, and that's
efficient.
a really good tip.
Yeah. So
I'm
that.
I'm at one of the anaconda sites right now. Was it the Coli Dischi?
Yeah.
Maybe is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I'm there now. Like it much better than Bug Hunt. One, because it's got more crates to shoot. But I'd say the difference between the two is, and Shig, the difference between the two is the anaconda side. It's much more confined, so you're not going to open up that SRV at all. You're going to be in one little spot where with the brain trees and the shards. It's a little more open, and if you like opening up the SRV a bit and racing around collecting the mats, I'd say go in that direction, because you're going to get more quick SRV fun versus in the anaconda.
Wait, SRV fun? Are you still
Yes.
Are you kissing up to Alex Turner now?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's still out on the Drakao rally.
Yeah, remember, B over there is still hurt that we just ignore the fact that he won that thing within our groups. We just totally ignored him.
Yeah, what the hell?
But yeah, that's the difference. You're going to go slower and be more precise around the anaconda in your SRV in that terrain, and you can open it up in the brain trees and the shard farms that are out there. So,
but you get rid of a ton of travel time, though.
No doubt, because there is so you talk about, I haven't relogged here. I fill up and I make one jump that I think is 4
super short. Yeah.
Away. Yeah, it's a single jump. And of course this one is it's quite the crash site is quite a ways away from the star, but
yes, but SCO
with an SCO, yeah, no problem.
Or jump your carrier in and jump right to the body.
Yeah,
that's another tip. If you've been to the system, you can jump your carrier right to the body, and if you pick a landmark on a planet, your carrier will pick a space above that if there's space available there.
Nice.
That's a good tip for colonization efforts too.
Yeah, colonization efforts or any kind of group activities, at planet side stuff like the Drakar rally, for instance. but there were a lot of carriers there, so it was tough to get a good spot.
Oh, man.
But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that little rant, but we've
We
seen that in the
digress.
questions so many times on
No,
that
it's fine.
engineering stuff these days that it's always good to give a quick refresher on that.
The more you know.
The more you know.
I knew someone was going to do that.
And I knew who it would be.
Yeah. Mhm.
You're welcome.
So,
So,
okay, what else
anyways,
we got?
after that long rambling, that's probably, honestly, let's be honest, that's going to be the best part of the show. So let's just go into the squadron update. Baromir, you got that soundboard.
Incoming priority message.
Squadron briefing.
A little bit of peeking there in the mic, but at least it works. I'm not going to complain. So it has been 1 week since anyone has said on this weekly podcast that the BGS is still broken. What the frick, FDev? Fix your damn game. Outside of that, we have Operation Highway to Hell still going on, and it's turned into the new Operation Keg Stand. So get in the Powerplay channel for details, or wait just a couple seconds for Baromir, because all the other stuff we got going on BGS-wise is an expansion out of V640 Cassiopeia, which brought us to G172-15, and we're still undermining Hudson's meat puppet in Alexandrinus. And that's all I got for Squad.
Nice.
I'm back. I'm awake.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
Oh, welcome back, Jig. Yeah, hey.
Let's just go right on.
Yeah,
Right
keep
on
going. Power play.
This is the short PP report.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
It's average, so get your facts straight.
All
It's
right.
good every time.
Yeah, every time. All right, sing it with me. I'm on the highway.
to hell.
Welcome to Cycle 44, the first official week that we've ended our first official week in the Highway to Hell campaign, which is the campaign to bridge the Mycoro stronghold bubble of Leung Rui with the stronghold bubble in Hell. That's Hel. That's it. Hell. Hell. Well, you pronounce it any way you want to. Either way, that's where we're headed. The first system on our campaign is the aptly named Alexandrinus, which is actually a fantastic name to type into GalMap because there's not too many systems.
Nice.
With that name. So that's nice. You type in Alex and there you go. And I've been practicing that name, Alexandrinus, for a while now. I think I've got it down. It's a weird one.
I think I say it differently.
How
every
many
time I
people
say it.
from Canon visited that system today? I wonder. Anyway.
I sent several out to visit it. I don't know if they actually went out there though.
Oh, that's a good point, right? Because there's a ship. Was that the
Yep.
Alexandria? Is that the name of the ship?
Mhm.
So it has so they think it has nothing to do with the actual Alexandria ship, because that was something that happened in the lead up to the actual Thargoid War, and several people went out there and visited it, and there's nothing changed out there. So what the running theory is that the Alex in the message from the beacon is Alex Ryder, who is the ancestor of Liz Ryder, our very own engineer.
Well, there you have it.
You know what I said about theories?
They say.
Don't make me say Dirt Star again.
Okay. So Alexandrinus, we've got. It's actually a pretty wonderful system, guys. So we're trying to acquire this system away from Archer. We have quite a few has-res, so there's good bounty hunting there. There are some installations, so if we do some more trading this week, we'll likely throw that system into Boom. We might get some scenarios, which I think are a lot of fun. Mostly just cannon fodder, those NPCs and those scenarios, but it's still a good time.
Classic phrasing of canon, not canon. Cannon research.
Yeah, not
Just
cannon.
clarifying.
Different cannon fodder.
I don't know if they're pledged the wrong way. It's fair game.
Cannon.
Honestly, it's
Jeez.
yeah.
I like
it's-
cannons.
And here's the thing. So we like our power play conflict zones, and Oblivious, Chig. We've done some research recently, and maybe anecdotally, we've solved Frontier solved the issue with us not having a working PCCs. Can you guys confirm?
Possibly. Just to back up on that a little bit. So, since the feature came out, we've been pretty frustrated because we couldn't participate in more than maybe a day or two of power conflict zones. Because what would happen would be one little problem would be you would drop into the power CZ in open and it would not spawn any NPCs. And if you went into solo, it would spawn the NPCs. So
That was the bug.
It wouldn't do it in private group, only in solo. So if you were wanting to play with friends or possibly get into some PvP stuff, that it was hard to do. And that was even more strangely, we did a little science on that. It was isolated to all of North America and Latin America. Playing with a VPN, found that once you hit South America and Colombia, anywhere else within that continent or in Europe with a VPN, it would work for you if you were in North America. Or if someone outside of North America was in that instance, then you could get pulled into that instance and be able to play as long as they hung out there. That was the first problem. The second problem that I think everybody experienced globally was if any type of BGS conflict kicked off, whether that was a war or an election in the system that the power conflict was in, the power conflicts would disappear. Didn't matter whether it was just day 2 and no one was close to completing it, they would just disappear. So far, anecdotally, now a full week has gone by, and I know I've been tracking 3 different conflicts. All of them had BGS activity in them. And I went into them almost every day. I probably hit them at least 4 out of the 7 days that they ran. And they worked every single time. I think, Chig, you'd check some as well, and they seem to be working for you. Is that right?
Yeah, I was only out there one night, and I haven't done any follow-up because I jumped out to Guardian Space. But yeah, that one night I hopped in 4, everything spawned perfectly, never ran into any other players though, so I was a little bummed, but it seemed to be working.
Good. So is it fixed? Don't know. Never got anything other than a green check mark on the trouble ticket that was put in.
Issue tracker.
Yeah, the issue tracker, but nothing came out in the notes. But very much tied to this Vanguards last update. It's been working since then. So fingers crossed it'll hold, and we will power CZs are back on the menu, boys.
Hopefully, knock on wood.
So in the spirit of getting those power conflict zones for Alexandrinus, there's so many activities to do for power play. We know that some things have been turned off, but there's a lot of things you can do in regularly scheduled play loops that contribute to power play. But these power CZs are prime, for just having a great time, getting those merits, maybe even getting your combat rank up if you're like me and just lagging behind in that particular task. So I jumped into the Archer Discord last week because Alexandrinus actually has already some Archer control points in it, and just said, "Hey guys, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if you just got into Alexandrinus and put some more control points in there so we could get some more power conflict zones?" And
what did the meat puppets think?
I got ignored for a while. Really, they're just a ragtag. So there's every one of these power play discords has a public channel, and usually it's chaos in those public channels. And no different. We ended up getting into some arguments around merits CQC. That's another story, maybe for another time, Chick. And it was just a mess. Either way, though, I tried making an agreement with Archer.
Listen,
an agreement.
Next time, just don't introduce yourself as SRV boy. Maybe they'll pay attention to you that time.
SRV boy.
I offered them for them to put in if they would put in control points into Alexandrinus so we would get power CZs, I will offer them PvP, consensual PvP. And they called me a Care Bear. And
that checks out.
Weren't they the ones running away the last time we had a war with them? And I'm just throwing that out there.
Listen, Archer, get your shit together. Get into Alexandrinus. Get us some power CZs and fight us. Listen, we might be. You might have the numbers. We're just a small squadron, but we're gonna have a fun time with it. So this is just an open challenge to the three people that listen to this podcast to talk to your Archer friends, if we could say such a thing, and go ahead and do that.
Hey, I told someone else about it, so 4 for this episode.
There it is. Otherwise, jump into the Powerplay-hub for the Highway to Hell orders. Daxy's done a great job with putting together the narrative here, and he's got some cool little AR artwork and stuff. And also, disclaimer, we do our dirty work in open. It's not a requirement, but we do Powerplay in open. So come find us, whether it's trading or it's combat. We're going to be in open. All right, just to throw it back to the macro. Yong Rui passes Yuri Grom for the first time in the official Frontier Powerplay leaderboard.
Woo! Suck it, commies.
And that is quite the achievement. Just looking at the Powerplay, I'm going to open this up right. I just messed up one of my modules. Jumping in the Powerplay view in the game, that means that Yong Rui has 1,230 controlled systems, and Yuri Grom only has 218 in 5th place now. That means Yong Rui is in 4th place in the official FDev rankings. I think if you go on to K5's website, that's Kruger 5, it looks about the same. Even in those rankings. Actually, I think we're 3rd in the Kruger 5 rankings. Not we, but Yong Rui. To just throw that out there, there's been a lot of talk around 1-ton trading. I don't know if we need to get into a discussion about this, but I'm just going to say this right here and right now. 1-ton trading is not gameplay. It itself technically really isn't an exploit, in my opinion. There are some exploity things about it, and there are folks that we talked about earlier, right, that do heavily utilize macros in order to capitalize, no pun intended, on 1-ton trading. If you're looking at Reddit, you likely saw a snippet of the leaderboard from Yong Rui, and the top commander last week did nearly 6 million merits in 1 week. I want you guys to just think about that number and what you've been able to acquire in a week and merits. And
but how do you kill that which has no life?
Yeah, honestly. And that's just, I've talked to the fellow before. He's helped me acquire in the early game. He just knows what to do and how to not game the system, but how to get the most out of a pretty broken, maybe not broken. I think this is designed, right? Like FDev was trying to get, players with a smaller hull, cargo hold to be able to, affect power play in the same way guys with bigger ships could, but no.
That's broken if you can do it with a ship with a bigger hold. That's
I
the thing.
agree.
It's
Broken.
absolutely broken. Now, if
Yeah.
it went
Learn
by
how to
what
do
you
math,
had
FDev.
in your cargo hold, so if you flew in with only one in your hold, working as intended, but selling it one at a time, it's flat broken. And I would go as far as to say I think that this is an exploit.
I agree with Chig. I think this is 100% an exploit, and it's stupid.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you guys. It's totally an exploit. It is an arms race. I've done it in the past. Listen, I'm just coming out right now and saying it's not the way that I would say the power play should be played. It's not how I'm going to endorse any of the power play stuff that we're doing. The guy that was in first place is rank 8,857 power play. I'm 234. Just to throw that into,
You mean level?
Context.
Your
level rank.
Okay, gotcha.
Your power play rank.
So that's called a rank,
ranking.
but then you get ranked each week by how much you do. So that once again,
and that's on the
just
weekly
using the same.
leaderboard.
Yeah, I know.
It's FDev.
They make my fucking head hurt.
It's so stupid. So, talk shit about it. I really don't think, I guess I have it on good authority that Leon Marie is not the only power utilizing these tricks.
No, if there's a way to exploit, game mechanics, which unfortunately it is a game mechanic, they are going to find it no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just an arms race. Unfortunately, Mackin came out with a video recently. What was it? How to get to rank 1 to run 100 in one day.
He caught so much heat from it for
as if
bad
Daxi needed
information that he had
another
to
reason.
remake it.
Yeah, he did. He put out straight up instructions, and I got to tell you guys, it's in the public channels. If you happen to be in the public channels of these power play discords, you'd find the same information. So it's kind of an open secret in the power play community. FDev, get rid of it. Maybe our next issue tracker we're going to be pushing is getting rid of one-time trade, because it is a joke.
100%.
Absolutely a joke. Sick of it. Do some rares trading. At least you might get blown up while you're doing it. That's gameplay. That's I guess that's all the salt I can make for today. Check out the leaderboards. K5's site is great. Nicey site is great.
What about
Did
they fix the other trading stuff, for the rankings in game for squadrons and stuff? Is that fixed yet? Where buying and selling on your own carrier is counting towards squadron rankings. Is that fixed?
I believe they did fix that in the Vanguard update, but I don't know that for sure.
I'm not familiar.
You mean the Vanguard patch? The Vanguard update is what made the problem a thing. But I don't know, that was one. The whole squadron update charts were acting all kinds of goofy. People were taking screenshots at earlier in the day, taking screenshots later in the day, and people's scores were actually going down. So I mean, there was all kinds of weird
it's decay,
stuff.
right? Yeah.
Stop! You're gonna freak Adaxius out, and we say his name one more time, and he'll appear. So let's.
Well, maybe that will get him out of the vents. I'm just trying to help.
Oh boy!
All I know is that the cargo insurance perk is still turned off. Go ahead.
Right. I was going to say, I think that was not the fix, but putting a freeze on that. I think solved that particular issue, or you're making false insurance claims, if you will.
Jesus, false insurance. Just like
So,
real life.
Exactly. Okay, so want to talk about a couple of things on the Vanguard's user interface. A couple of changes or a couple of observations that we're seeing. What for one thing, the orange hair is back.
I hope that stays. I love that so freaking much.
Orange hair. Everybody's got orange hair with exception of Chig, and that's because he's got his helmet on.
Could that be because the Thargoids are stealing our souls? Is that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What's weird is when you go into the roster, there are some individuals that do not have orange hair.
Randomly, yeah.
Random, yeah. And speaking of random, I've been trying to figure out how it selects which commanders end up on the front page. I mean, there's King Crass Singles is on there every time. You would expect that.
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking it was some random selection, but certain individuals keep popping up there more so than anybody else. I don't know how it's making that selection. It'll be interesting to figure that out. Leaderboards. If you're spending any time with the leaderboards, looking at the member views, man, this is a hot mess trying to figure it out.
They're so broke, like hilariously broke.
And there where we've seen numbers actually go in two directions. But it break down some categories in, like, for Xeno defense. Right now I'm leaning Xeno defense. Why? Because I sold a bunch of Thargoid stuff on my carrier to make room for some other inventory. And other than that, there's Chig, who's actually been doing some Xeno defense work out there.
I haven't. I was doing some Guardian stuff. I haven't killed a Thargoid since
I thought you
Vanguards
okay.
launched. Nope.
So have you sold anything Thargoidish? About 133,000 worth?
What?
Yep,
No,
you're
what
on
could I
there,
cut?
number 2 at 133,000 score.
I love that.
What?
Okay. Now, here's the next one. Faction support. I'm leading that with 26,000. I have no idea why. I can't figure out what's going in faction support. Chig, you're up there with 12,8.
12
in there.
12.8 or 12,800?
12K.
12K in
Yep.
faction support?
In faction support. That's the
I
score.
don't do BGS.
Now, there's a certain old guy out there by the name of Nurgle that does a ton of it, and he's only got just below 10,000.
I've done more than Nurgle?
What is
You've done
happening?
more than Nurgle.
Suck it, old man.
All right. Then we hit bounty hunting. I'm leading bounty hunting. About 39 million in bounty hunting. I know that came out of the CG. But a lot of you other guys did a bunch of bounty hunting in the CG, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 in that position with 16 mil is Nurgle. Chig, you don't even appear on the page.
I don't appear with something where you're killing stuff?
Yeah, for
Huh.
bounty hunting, right. System colonization. Now, this one
Hold on,
actually
I got to
makes
go
sense.
for Nurgle, though. Suck
Yeah?
it, young man, because he's beating me on that one. So.
System colonization. Edward, we know Edward's been doing a lot of stuff, and it actually is reflective here. So he's leading the group with a score of rounded up 39,000. That seems to be, that number keeps repeating. Then there's combat. So I'm assuming that's combat bonds. And Moon Unit is leading the group with 32,000. Go get a Moon.
Oh.
CQC. Nothing.
Yeah,
There's nothing listed in CQC.
I don't think we've played any since
I've
Vanguards
had
launched.
2 matches just to see if it would score anything.
Huh.
And either it's not working or it's just laughing on my lack of skill in CQC.
It can be played with you. That's possible.
Yeah. Exploration at 150 million. Let's see. Celebor. Celebor, right. And when Moon Unit isn't out there doing a bunch of combat, he's out there exploring because he's at number 2. And there, our good buddy, Mr. Rick Dalton, who's gone out in the black and hadn't come back forever. He's down there at about 71
Rick
mil.
effing Dalton.
Mining. Taka Whiskey, 38 mil right now. Nurgle at 34 mil. And me at 1.8 because I sold some mining stuff that I had sitting on my carrier.
Nice.
Room. Powerplay.
Powerplay is interesting. Huh.
Powerplay is blank.
Yeah.
How? I've been doing power play all week when I wasn't engineering a gunship.
Nope, I'm calling
Blank.
you a liar. Screenshot or it didn't happen. I'm looking at the leaderboard right now.
Nothing on there. Blank. Yes. Okay. Trade. Okay. Guess it's kind of making sense. Kruger 5. $312 million. Firestarter at $64 million. Uniborg at $36 million. Me at $11 million. And I know about 2/3 of that was with the 1-ton training experimentation I was doing. So yeah, there's some that can be made there. But it looks like, at least in the trade, it looks like it's counting numbers correctly, I think. And then black market trade, nothing. So it's pretty screwy. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is maybe something going on in unintended consequences. So, there's been issue tracker opened on this. There's been a lot of conversation out there in the ether about this, about people being concerned about anyone being able to go in from the squad and see what other squad mates are doing.
I think this is a big fat nothing, but that's just me.
Well, hang on. So when you say what they're doing, well, what they're doing, all you're able to see, and it's in our squad, or you can look up other squads and look up individuals in the other squads. You can look and you can see where they're at and what ship they're flying. That's all you can see. There's nothing else out there. However, there's been a lot of concern, like you said, that may be a nothing burger out there. Well, I've also been kind of watching a couple of other squads that I'm familiar with, that I'm friends with, that I have some associations with. And I know in a couple of them, I've noticed that their membership has dropped. In fact, there's one of them out there that only one member has been active in the last 7 days. All their active members that were there have dropped off. And so there's one member there that was active in the last 7 days. And then the next member in that squad was last active 2.5 months ago. So I guess what I'm saying is,
do you think it's related to that or coincidental?
I think the unintended consequences is some squads and squad members are going, I don't want it out there. I'm leaving the squad. And I don't think FDev wants that to happen. So maybe some folks better take another look at this.
But
that's my opinion, anecdotal.
Can anyone see that data, or is it just squad members?
You can look at any squad.
You can go
to
in,
squad browser.
Yep. Go to squad browser, look up the squad. The search engine sucks. You got to be very specific. Look up the squad, go to the roster, pick an individual, click on that individual's name, and it will tell you their current ship and where they're located.
Okay,
and
yeah, it should be squad
stats.
only. That is weird. I agree with that.
Well,
so
I don't know how bad it is, because we do need some type of
accountability.
What's the big deal, right? No one plays an open anyway. I'm gonna shake this game. So what does it matter if you know where I'm at in the game? Come and find me. If I'm not in a CG system or like a death yacht, I'm probably not going to see anybody anyway. And if I do, I'm so happy to have seen someone. I wave at them in game. So I'm not too worried about my location being out there. Now, if I'm Chig and I have a $1 billion bounty that I put on my head, that's probably even better, right? Because now you can look for where Chig's been and what he's been up to.
I don't disagree. Where I'm going with this is if FDev's attempt is to get more player interaction, guys, commanders doing things together. And this is to set up this is a place to track and and have some competition and show leaderboards and what have you.
Then they need to fix their net code.
Then I think it's going to have to be limited that you can only see your squad, because otherwise there's still going to be a lot of folks out there I've already seen evidence of that says, I'm not putting it out there. I'm not gonna let somebody outside of my squad see where I'm at. So I'm not gonna participate in Vanguards, and it's gonna be dead as a result of it. There's just, because us folks who say let's play an open all the time, we're a minority.
Absolutely.
Which is weird
Absolutely.
because the game is just straight up better in open. Yes, there's gankers, but there's anti-gankers too. You just need to ask for help.
Well, you'll never get help in time before you get blown up. Is the thing?
Well, no, but you might
but
the second time you come in the system.
This really, what this should have is just a privacy toggle. You can decide: do I want my squad mates to see what I'm
There you
doing?
go.
Do I want
Opt in,
everybody to see it? And that'd be fine. Because I mean, this is like one of my pet peeves is Inara. The people who set some of their shit to private. Some people you can't see any of their ranks. You can't see anything about them, hiding their credits. And I'm of the exact opposite. It's a virtual character and stuff. I think Inara is cool as like a public, way to look at what people are doing and know what you're running into in space, but at the end of the day, some people really value the privacy of their online avatar, apparently.
Sure.
So it should have an opt-in or opt-out in-game also.
And this also could be another shout out to Salome, who during all that crap put a ship on so many of our carriers so she could keep track of where they were.
Yeah, listen, I thought that was great.
Yeah, and that wasn't, and just for people listening, we're not talking about the Salome that Harry Potter murdered back in the day. We're talking about somebody who was harassing us and put a ship on all of our carriers that they could track us wherever we were as they were causing issues amongst our squads or our faction. What are we? Player group? I don't know. Whatever.
Our
Absolutely
player guild odd squad guard.
Squad
That
again.
was a different age.
Honestly, I thought that was brilliant. And I think we found that way late too, right? Like way after.
That was after the fact.
Almost 2 years after the fact.
And we were all like, son of a biscuit.
I've got a ton of respect for that move. That was a ballsy.
Seriously.
Ballsy move. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm looking at Ashling's Angels, folks that we kind of hang out with and do beat or CQC. And, if we have, we had that little three-way, the young Rui Archer, Ashling.
That was so much fun.
Is what it is. We call them up. We're like, hey, let's do some PvP. Well, I can tell right now.
Did they show up?
well, right now, Benevin is doing some colonization.
Rigo MO-ZD13-39, but I cheated and looked up my friend list.
Nice.
We're friends. But yeah, I'm looking right now at Benevin's bio page on the squad, and I see they're in their Panther Clipper Mark II. They're in that system, and I'm just looking it up on Inara, and that is a colonization system.
Does it show you how many feet picks they have?
And actually, Inara is showing architects now, so congratulations, Benevin.
Hey,
on your system. Congratulations.
What's funny is my friends list picks, none of them have orange hair. It's only squadrons that have orange hair. Why is that?
None of the angels have orange hair.
Yeah, but look at your friends list. Any of your friends have the orange hair, or is it only when you're in the squadron view page?
Yes, the squadron view page is the only place I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should all start changing our avatar's hair to orange, but not tell anyone else.
And then keep putting in a ticket that the hair's orange.
Just watch.
The only friend I have is friends Ferdinand, so I know where he's gonna gank me.
Nice.
Ferdinand.
Rambo the 13th.
Cocksucker.
I will tell you the more PvP I've done in this game, the more friends I've made because of it, with the exception of the Seal Brothers.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was in that Archer Discord for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, well," so they did call not me but us a group of Care Bears.
Oh, you sound like Care Bear picture and.
Oh, we're in open.
It was beautiful. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And they're like, well, if you're not worried about your KD on gankers.org, then you're not really into PvP. And I was like, okay, now I absolutely understand the mind of a ganker. It is the Call of Duty KD. You're getting ganked because they got into a match with somebody who was good, who ruined their KD, and now they have to gank you to bring their ratio up. Holy
Well, I went and
shit.
looked up my name on there, and I had 3 ganks all on my Panther Clipper. It's when a wing of 3 jumped me and got my Panther Clipper. And
Nice.
they all got credit for it. It's so stupid.
So stupid.
But hey, at least they were working together. It wasn't just one dude with a giant club.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they're still a-holes, but
honestly, ganking at its nature, comes from a gang killing people. That's ganking. So when it's a group, it makes it worse, not better. Keep that in mind. Because just killing somebody who can't defend themselves is bad enough. Using a team to do it, I don't know. That's next level.
And I hearken back to Lark, the Days of Eve, where if you had to go, because Eve had, it was a single instance, right? It was messy, but it was a single instance.
Oh yeah.
And there were high sec, medium sec, low sec, null sec. And sometimes you had to go into low, and those were the security statuses similar to Elite, where they're NPC police, where those systems known for pirate activity.
And null sec basically meant you're on your own. Good luck, noob.
Yeah, you're on your own. And because you had to go there sometimes, you could certainly try to. And I was an explorer, and I wasn't really hanging out with anybody. And I would have a great time jumping through worm space, getting chased by somebody who was after the data or whatever the relics or whatever I was scavenging from wormhole space. But if you were a miner, somebody who enjoyed mining, you should not do that alone. Nope. Because you're going to get hurt. Now, whether by an NPC, because I thought that AI was a little bit better, because they could just jump in and mess with you, but by players that would knew where to go. So you had to be a part of a player group and had to do these group mining events. And while that definitely doesn't feel, Eve doesn't feel the same way Elite Dangerous does. Elite Dangerous makes you feel like the individual who can be a part of a group.
It's not even close.
It's that was really great gameplay. Like you had to be a part of a group in order to be successful, and then you would get these real, conflicts, not just huge wars, but smaller skirmishes. And that's where I wish more people would come into open, get out of that antisocial. I get it, right? We like having our gameplay, and I want to play this game by myself. But there's something to be said for there's risk and there's danger to this game, and it just like in Zelda, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, right? And that's friendship, guys.
Nice.
Come together. Anyways, soapbox away.
Yeah, and
Frick,
the
I
thing
don't have
about this
anything
game,
that can top that.
People play. There's so many of us that play a different game. I mean, there's just it's a sandbox, and if you want to build sandcastles, let's call that colonization. Do that. If you want to play demolition derby with yourself, go drive an SRV. If you want to do combat, do that. Whatever goals you set, just go have fun with that. There's a ton of stuff you can do by yourself. There's a ton of stuff you can do with teammates, and that's the beauty of this game. And that's why I don't get mad at people who want to play in soul. You'd think over time I would have gotten more like people should be playing in open, the galaxy's huge, blah blah blah. But I'm the opposite. To me, the galaxy's so big that honestly, if you're trying to find any one individual, even like during like a hauling CG, like a community goal is going on, there's hauling. There's trillions of people in this galaxy we live in. That's also why the murder hobos that I've talked about. If the galaxy's that big, there would be people randomly murdering people in space anyway, right? Think of how many NPCs get
100%.
randomly murdered by us, right? So that there would be murder. But I mean, hauling stuff, if there was, an actual CG, it's not just us players that would be hauling. There'd be NPCs hauling too, and you would just get lost in the mix of everything anyway. So that's how I see it, is if you're running in solo, you're just slipping through the cracks is where I go. At least that's the head canon I go with, and I don't care about it, because I'd rather somebody still be playing the game, but playing it in solo or private group than not playing the game. So, there's a better chance they're going to buy ARCs. There's a better chance they're going to continue to play the game. And if nothing else, they're logging in, which FDev says, hey, we still have this many people logging in. That's far, far better than the alternative of no solo play and they don't play at all. Fuck that.
Yeah, fair.
I want to clarify, I'm not mad they're not in open. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I'm just sad. Do better.
I mean, if they're having fun, fuck it. They can have some
They're
fun.
missing out on fun.
Yeah, well, then, they can send me a friend request in game, or they can look me up in the squadron thing and find out where I am in space and come try to blow me up or ask me for help with something. And I do a little bit of everything. I've done a little bit of everything in this game, except colonization. I did try that last week. I went and was going to look for a system to colonize.
How long did you last?
I spent a couple hours
Brazing.
bopping around, checking systems, doing this, doing that. And I went, this is the biggest grind I've ever done in this game, just trying to find a system to colonize. So I just said, maybe another day. So,
Fair enough.
So I tried.
Yeah, get at me after this. I got a good system.
You got a good system? Hey.
Got a good system.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll take a look.
Although, no, you can't have my system. Like, I have a method.
No, I'm going to take it.
You.
I'm taking it. I'm going to come blow you up, and I'm going to take it.
Contribute, then take it. There you go.
So,
all right, boys. Well,
guys.
Before my internet crashes again, y'all got anything else?
Yeah. We got some community corner. Just a quick update. Not a whole lot much. You mentioned you're from the Makashi in the canon stuff earlier.
Good guy, excellent commander. Would recommend.
So we're recording this on August 28th, as we said earlier. Next week is September 4th, when we will be recording the 300th episode. And if you're listening to this now, in the coming days, you're going to see any events posted on our Discord. The 300th episode will be recorded in our Discord in a stage channel.
You cut out for a quick sec. It'll be recorded live in our Discord.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's going to be recorded live in our Discord in a stage channel. You'll see that event. Go ahead and get signed up. Get reminded. It should be, I'm Eastern time, so it should be right around 8:30 or 9 o'clock Eastern. TBD, but you'll see that in the event. And we're gonna be a little more interactive. We might have some Q&A. We might have trivia. It's going to be a good time. So we'll see you guys hopefully then. Next week, September 4th.
Have you picked a system in game where we'll kind of hang out also? I mean,
we should do it in the system that we started in, Ross 310.
Ross 310.
I think that sounds right.
Is that anarchy?
It is not.
Asking for a friend.
Yes, let's find an anarchy station.
Make sure crimes are turned off.
You know what? We'll include that in the event.
We'll change the perk to
notoriety decay.
Lower notoriety at twice the speed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So look forward to that, guys. We're looking forward to seeing you there. We've got a bit of a show for you. So I think that's it.
Doesn't Nurgle have some silly game that involves quotes from me or not quotes from me? I'm kind of looking forward to
it's called
that.
Is It Chig? And it's a random quote. And did Chig say this? Chig did say Chig this. Words.
It could be a lot. And I'll have show statistics, and there'll probably be a bunch of us there, and might pull people in so they can come in and say hi. All kinds of stuff. That's the cool thing about the stage is you can raise your hand and we can call on you.
Yeah.
Unless we don't like you, then we just ignore you. But
well, now they'll know.
And we need to make sure Daxi does not get any Twitch drops from the 300th live episode. So
I
just
think we can manage that.
Oh, I got a Twitch drop for him.
All right. more of a Twitch dump, really.
Taking internal damage.
Oh, so anyways, if you want to get involved and be part of the 300th episode next week, visit us at Loose Screws. That's loosescrewsed.com. There you will find a link to our Discord and our Patreon. And come say hi. We're nice, mostly. What Chick said.
All right.
All right.
Is that it?
Well, for Chig, Baromir, Oblivious, and myself, Lark Shadow, this has been the Loose Screws podcast. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you. See you back.